This Kinstretch 90-90 Pails and Rails is one of my go-tos for chronic hip tightness, butt gripping, a pinchy hip, and even arthritis. It builds control, cortical representation, teaches your brain about your hip. It builds end range strength, probably the fastest way to relax tight muscle, and it increases joint workspace, gives your joint space. If you can't access this position, you could sit on a pillow, you could put a ball under your front knee, you could close in the trail leg, or check out my next post for a great alternate base position. Just remember, no pinching, no pain, no cramping allowed. All right, let's set it up. Step one is finding our line of tension. We want to target the back of this hip, an area we often lock down. So keeping your pelvis square, hips and knees at 90-90, you are going to do a pure hip hinge. Shoulders wide, spine tall. Your hands can support you. And one of the things we are always going to talk about is the breath. I want you to breathe into your back pocket. You can even think about breathing into your underwear, into your butthole. But this will help you find these layers of letting go. And as it lets go, just take up that new range. You want to bow the stretch out the back. We want that femoral head nestled deep back in the socket. You can close your eyes. This is more about your brain, teaching your brain about this hip. Do your parasympathetic breathing. Think about lengthening the exhale, trying to find your true end range. All right, step two, now that we have this prerequisite end range, we need to build end range strength and make sure our brain knows how to control it. This is our PAILs, progressive, angular, isometric loading. So buckle up. Engage your core. This needs to be zone one. And using your greatest, safest effort, you are going to drive your knee, shin, foot into the ground, through the ground. Nothing moves. This is an isometric. PAILs, progressive, angular, isometric loading. If you're feeling good right here, take your hands away. If you're feeling really good, you could put them behind your head. Breathe. Stay strong, spine long, shoulders wide, proud. 10 seconds. Step three, you are now going to try and pull yourself deeper into this. Rails, regressive angular isometric loading. Keep your spine long, shoulders wide, and pull yourself deeper into it. 100% with this one, there is the option to put the hands back on the ground. You can also think about trying to unweight your leg off of the ground. This is using all of this regressive tissue. 10 seconds pull, greatest, safest effort. You can close your eyes. Again, teach your brain about this. Pull, 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 pull. And then hands can come down. Relax. Calm your breathing. Belly breathing. Lengthen the exhale. But don't pop out. You've earned this range. Let's do 2 more sets. Bonus, if you really want this to stick, let's play around in this position. Bring your attention to your trail leg and let's do an external rotation lift off. So your foot stays on the ground, your knee is going to lift off. You can even use that to drive you deeper into this position. 10 seconds, lifting. Breathe, core is strong, nothing moves but that back leg, and a slow descent. If we want to close the circuit, we could pull ourselves back into that range that we just gained and then pull yourself out ever so slowly, straight spine, open shoulders, using that hip. And then pull yourself back in, find that end range, push yourself back out. This is a kinetic stretch, moving in and moving out. Closing the circuit. We could even do a 90-90 transfer through bear sit. So in this position, first thing is driving that knee up. When you can't get these any further away from each other, you are then going to begin moving into the other side. Knees stay as far apart as they can. This is bear. If you want, you can throw your arms in here and do a nice isometric, driving in 10 seconds. And then you could pull out. Try to open all of this tissue. Keep your spine strong, tall. Breathe 10 seconds. Keep those guys apart and then keep going on to the other side. There's also the option with our 90-90 transfer through bear sit to keep our hands on the ground as we go through this range. The biggest pro tip, the one thing I want you to take away from this, is if you train this range of motion, remember that was a pure hip hinge, let's take it to life. Use it. The next time you need to bend over, don't lock up your hip and round through your spine. That's bending over with a C. Use that hip hinge. Use that length, that strength, that control. So, karate chop that hip crease and hinge. Use that space. Use that control. Use that length that you just trained on the ground. Bend over with a flat back and a hip hinge instead of locking up your hip and bending through your spine. Use it or lose it.